Hello there, IELTS students. Welcome to IELTS Podcast. You no longer have to worry, fret or panic about IELTS because we are here to guide you through this test jungle. Enjoy these IELTS tutorials, and if you need more help or want to access the famous online course, you can visit us at IELTSPodcast.com.
Hello there, it's Rob. Remember me, I'm coming to you from time to time talking about a topic which you can find on IELTSPodcast.com if you sign up to the IELTS checker scheme that Ben's set up recently. A very good scheme, I think, because it gives you instant feedback on your writing skills and what you need to do and what you're doing right, and also where you can improve. More of that in a moment. Let's go back to me. Who am I? Well, I'm somebody who comes on these podcasts from time to time with some advice, I hope, about how to get your highest band score possible. I've been an IELTS examiner, not anymore. I'm teaching IELTS. I still enjoy it. I've been doing it for quite some time now. And today, what we're going to talk about is a particular topic which you can find in the IELTS Topic Ideas ebooks that we put up there on IELTSPodcast.com, which you can get free of charge, in fact, if you sign up to the IELTS Essay Checker scheme. We're going to talk about something I think that's affecting all of us and more every day. The impact of online shopping on jobs, as well as the effect it has on the environment. It's complex, isn't it? I mean, we hear every day, or we know all around us, that local little shops are closing down and jobs are being lost because we don't do face-to-face anymore. It's much easier for a lot of people just to go online and have a look at what you want to buy, order it, and it gets delivered to your door. It's obviously has its pros and cons, things that we could look at from different points of view, and that's our idea today. In fact, to look at this topic in a bit of depth, think about vocabulary related to it, as well as looking at possible ways of writing about it and talking about it in the IELTS exams. Okay. Pros and cons, for and against. We can contrast things. We can begin sentences or begin in IELTS writing or even speaking, of course, with words like although or simpler ones if we want to compare two things. Whereas, while, as opposed to, in contrast to, on the other hand. There are just a few of them. If I want to compare two things, the simple thing to contrast, obviously, is but. That's our classic word, which everybody uses from time to time. But there are other ways. For example, if I want to compare two things, I want to say two things, and I want to say there's a little difference there. Online shopping reduces the need for physical stores. But it increases the demand for delivery services. I use but. Forget the but. Let's vary that. Let's try whereas. Online shopping reduces the need for physical stores, whereas it increases the demand for delivery services. So our whereas right there in the middle to contrast two things. Very similar to whereas is while. At the beginning this time. While online shopping is convenient for consumers, it has led to job losses in the retail sector. So it's positive, convenient, negative, job losses. As opposed to, in the middle of the sentence, listen, online shopping has a lower carbon footprint as opposed to traditional shopping. In contrast to traditional shopping, online shopping can lead to excessive packaging waste. Oh, that's true, isn't it? Have you ever received anything, a package, and you have to unwrap it? It's covered in plastic, and then you open the cardboard box, and inside the cardboard box, it's inside more plastic. oh my goodness me, it takes about 30 minutes to open to find out what you've actually bought inside there. On the other hand, here in the middle of the sentence, we could also put it, of course, at the beginning, but here it's in the middle to contrast two ideas, one first and then one after it. Online shopping has made products more accessible. On the other hand, it has contributed to the closure of local businesses. I think it's a topic which is pretty clear where we're standing now from the point of view of its pros and cons. I mean, let's think of the positive aspects about online shopping that we all probably feel. We don't have to travel to the shops. So if you're conscious about the environment, it reduces carbon emissions. We don't need to travel too much for shopping. We can do it at home. It saves time, it's convenient. Possibly online shopping can provide us with more variety. Not necessarily, but it can do, than a physical shop. Maybe it's more competitive from the point of view of price, possibly. It can also help create opportunities for employment for people, for remote employment, for working for these online companies. As well as the creation of businesses. You can expand your business by having an online retail service, and perhaps we're reducing waste. You don't have to have so much cost involved in having a physical shop, the electricity costs, etc., etc., etc. And maybe one aspect which is quite interesting, the idea of reviews. All online shopping now has a lot of information rating it, saying how good or not so good its services or its products might be. Okay. On the other hand, its negative aspects, we know them. Closure of local businesses, old traditions die out, and it's very sad. It can also, of course, lead to some kind of isolation, social isolation. We just spend our time shopping online and never actually get out and meet people, as well as possibly leading to overconsumption, consumerism. People get a little bit addicted, possibly, to online shopping. I'm not so sure. There's always the issue, of course, with data privacy as well. People stealing your information or finding out information from you, as well as the bombardment we all get from online companies that are trying to sell their products to you, and maybe you're just not interested. As well, of course, as the idea of not just the job losses, but also how communities will no longer invest locally in their local shops and local communities. Maybe you're buying your goods online from a huge company which is not even in your country, but gets sent to you from wherever it might be. Remember, of course, the importance of vocabulary. I think on the IELTS podcast website, there's some very good stuff on collocations, how words go together, how they combine together naturally. And these things are very important. They really impress the examiner, who will notice them and give you credit in the lexical resource part of the exam. For example, things like data privacy, local economies, consumer behavior, excessive packaging, the online marketplace, and things like that. You'll find these and more information here on the website if you get into these free materials. They're free if you sign up for the Essay Checker scheme. Essay Checkers, which is a very, very valuable tool for you to feel your own progress and feel motivated by getting instant feedback or very, very professional feedback on what you're doing well, and also, even more important than that, where you need to improve, and that motivates you to keep going, to find ways to push that score of yours up as far as you can. Okay, so let's go back to this. We've got the idea of our model sentences. Let's think of 2 or 3 of them. Whereas, while, on the other hand, in contrast. How about this one? Excessive packaging is a significant environmental concern in contrast to the convenience of online shopping. While online shopping reduces the carbon footprint of individual consumers, it leads to increased delivery emissions. That's true, particularly if it's coming from another country and it comes in an aeroplane. Brick and mortar stores provide local employment, whereas online marketplaces often lead to remote employment. IELTS is often, very emphatic of the need to, in the writing test, for example, use complex sentences. These are complex sentences. Complex sentences doesn't mean, sentences that go on forever. We're talking about sentences with 2 clauses. And joining a sentence like this to show difference, to show contrast, is an excellent way to communicate, particularly in writing, also in speaking, of course. Let's look at 1 or 2 more. How about one with, on the other hand, online shopping can lead to job losses in retail. On the other hand, it can create jobs in logistics and delivery. So there's the contrast, not only through the on the other hand, but through the verbs. Lead to job losses, can create jobs. We can think of lots and lots of examples. One more, whereas. How about a whereas? Local economies may suffer as a result of online shopping, whereas global marketplaces can benefit. Simple ideas leading to complex sentences. You may think this is not that complex. In a way, it's not that complex because the idea is simple. We're saying A is A and B is B. They are different. I'm comparing them. I'm saying this is good, that's not so good, or whatever. But for our need to be clear, remember, clarity in language is so important. Say something simple, say it clearly, and that is very, very important. Don't confuse complexity of language with just writing sentences that never seem to end. That's just not the right way to do it. Let's move on to our model essay. Looking at a model essay is important because do we follow the classic 4-paragraph scheme? I think it's a very good idea. Keep it to 4 paragraphs. Introduce your topic, rephrasing, summarizing what you have to do. If it's a question of arguing from one side to another side, let's look at this particular title. Model essay title is Nowadays, online shopping is extremely popular. Discuss the impact of it on the environment and on people who lost their jobs because of it. Well, it's not arguing 2 sides of it. It's saying, online shopping has had an impact. We have to discuss. But when it says discuss really means look at 2 points of view. Look at this from both points of view. Negative, positive, positive, negative. Our essay begins classically by summarizing the title. It's a short paragraph, only 2 sentences. It doesn't have to be that long. Online shopping has revolutionized the way consumers purchase goods. While it offers convenience and a wide variety of products, it also has significant environmental and social impacts. It sets the whole tone. It gives the reader the idea, okay, this is what this essay is all about. First, we're going to discuss environment. And we can see that at the beginning of the 2nd paragraph because it says so. Online shopping has both positive and negative impacts on the environment. On the one hand, it reduces the carbon footprint of consumers who no longer need to travel to brick and mortar stores. However, this benefit is often offset by the increased delivery emissions and excessive packaging associated with online purchases. Furthermore, the ease and convenience of online shopping can lead to overconsumption, which in turn leads to increased waste. Very well structured paragraph. I'm not talking about the ideas, I'm talking about the structure. I'm talking about how it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences. Each sentence has a definitive purpose. The first to introduce it, positive and negative impacts. The second one to give an example. It reduces the carbon footprint. Third one, to look at that from another point of view. This benefit is often offset by increased delivery emissions. So I don't cause the carbon footprint as a consumer, but when they send it to me, it's the same thing. And then furthermore, adding to it. So I've got, on the one hand, however, and furthermore. So our furthermore introduces the other point of the possibility of overconsumption, because it's so easy to shop online, which in turn leads to more waste. Paragraph 3 obviously is talking about the social aspects. From a social perspective, the rise of online shopping has led to significant job losses in the retail sector. Many brick and mortar stores have been unable to compete with online marketplaces and have had to close, leading to unemployment. So we've got the general idea followed by the example. Then we're contrasting it because, of course, it also creates jobs in other areas. We lose them here, we gain them in other places. On the other hand, online shopping has also created new jobs in areas such as logistics, delivery, and customer service. However, we're arguing this point in more detail here, these jobs often require different skills and may not provide a solution for those who have lost their jobs in retail. That's a very good point. Furthermore, adding a new point, the shift towards more remote employment may not be suitable for everyone, particularly for those who lack the necessary digital skills or resources. Okay, what's our final paragraph? It concludes it, no? And of course, do we take a point of view here? In conclusion, while online shopping has brought many benefits, it has also led to significant environmental and social challenges. It is crucial for policymakers, businesses, and consumers to work together to mitigate these impacts and ensure a sustainable and inclusive digital economy. Well, let's hope so. In the speaking part, well, I wonder what kind of questions we could ask there. Let's look at one or two. Here online, I can see that we've got in the book about 4 of them, which are pretty interesting. 5 of them. I made a mistake there. 5. Let's start with a couple. All right. Okay, how about this one? This was interesting. How can consumers make more environmentally friendly choices when shopping online? Now remember, of course, in speaking part 3, some of our questions are going to be fairly straightforward. A fairly straightforward one is, asking you to describe, particularly from experience in your own country, or to explain something relatively simple. For example, there's one here which simply asks, why do you think online shopping has become so popular? That doesn't seem such a difficult question as this one. How can consumers make more environmentally friendly choices when shopping online? What is an environmentally friendly choice? Okay, I don't want any plastic, please. Okay, listen to this answer. Well, consumers can make more environmentally friendly choices by considering the carbon footprint of their purchases. This includes considering the environmental impact of delivery emissions and excessive packaging. They could choose slower delivery options, buy in bulk to reduce packaging, or choose products that are locally made to reduce delivery emissions. They could also choose to buy from companies that have environmentally friendly practices. Ooh, a lot of information there, no? And a lot of it is built around this idea of the collocation, no? The idea of environmental impact, delivery emissions, excessive packaging, slower delivery options, buy in bulk. Bulk means bulk is buy 12, not buy 1. Buy 50 and not 5, for example. Buy a lot of them at the same time. It's cheaper and you spend less, or there's less impact to the environment on the delivery. Okay, another possible questions. Should governments regulate online marketplaces to protect local businesses? Wow, I don't know. That's a tough question, is the answer. On the one hand, local businesses are an important part of the community and economy, and it's important to support them. However, it's also important to recognize the benefits of online marketplaces, such as providing consumers with more choice and convenience. Perhaps a balanced approach would be best, where online marketplaces are regulated, but not to the extent that it stifles innovation or competition. To stifle means that to stop it, anything growing. That is a difficult question, isn't it? From a personal point of view, I don't find myself an easy answer to that question, because we know that many of these huge organizations that provide online services, I'll be honest with you, they don't pay their workers very much and don't respect a lot of basic human rights. But let's keep away from that. This is not a political topic I'm talking about. It can be. And don't be afraid, of course, in IELTS to express your own opinion. It is your opinion. That's the important thing. What else have we got there? Don't forget, also in this you can go into some further reading, which is recommended on this site if you've got access to these free materials. For example, there's an interesting one on an area called ResearchGate. You just click on that and you can find an article on the impact of online shopping on retail stores, as well as the general Wikipedia stuff, online shopping. These sources are extremely important, I think, to develop your own areas of interest, to if you find a topic interesting or you don't know very much about it and you're worried it's going to come in IELTS, then get into those. Okay, well, that's all for now. Remember what I've been saying about these important tools that you can have access to through signing up to IELTS Essay Checker, and helping your English, helping you to motivate you, if you like, to move on, keep moving, keep those scores coming in, getting higher and higher and higher, choosing that right moment when you know that you are ready to take IELTS and get the high band grades or the high band scores that you're looking for in all areas, speaking, of course, and as well as writing, as well as reading. This topic could easily come up in a reading test, and listening too. Who knows? Okay, well, that's all for now. Take good care of yourselves, and I'll be speaking to you again soon, I'm sure. Okay? Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to IELTSPodcast.com.